Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. Today we're looking at Shrapnel by Andersen. This took Blackpool by storm, took Instagram by storm, YouTube by storm. Essentially any Blackpool video you've seen, you've probably seen Shrapnel, or every Instagram post or Instagram reel. Shrapnel was probably there. So I think a lot of you have questions, have things you want to learn about this. So let's roll the intro and get straight into the review. Perfect, so you stuck around, which means that you want to learn more about Shrapnel by Andersen. Now, what is Shrapnel? It's essentially a linking ring onto pin effect. I'm gonna roll a really brief performance of me doing it. This is with no patter, this is with no preparation. This is just quickly for the camera, a few of the links and unlinks for you to get an idea. This is not how it would look when you perform it. This is not how it would look. I'm saying it again. This is not how it would look if you do it one-on-one. And we're gonna get to that a little bit later, but enjoy the small links and unlinks and then we'll catch you right back. So this is just a quick performance of Shrapnel. I won't do patter anything. So essentially the first link would be, you would say it's a one-handed link inside of the hand, just like this. Boom, it links and you can show it 360 degrees. You tell them the second link happens as you rub the ring right onto the side and it unlinks. Then the next one, you place it inside of their hand. You come through just like this. You link it inside of their hand, and as fast as it links is also as fast as it unlinks. And then you would proceed to give this out after a certain pattern that we're going to get into in the rest of the review. So let's get back to it. So that was a quick rundown. Again, the way these are inspectable and given out at the start and at the end, it's not as clean as this. You cannot just do that at any point in time. There's something that happens at the start and at the end, but that's essentially the effect, a linking ring onto pin, and it could be a borrowed ring. Now, where do you buy this and how much does it cost? You can buy this essentially anywhere. I think this is sold absolutely at every single magic shop. So look at your favorite magic shop and you will probably have this in stock. Now, how much does it cost? It's $34.95 US for Shrapnel. What do you get when you purchase this? The first thing that you get is this beautiful box. Inside of this box, you get, let me open it up, you get 3 ungimmicked pins. So of course I've taken some of them out because I've set up my effect for when I perform it. 3 ungimmicked pins. You get a ring right here. You get an extra little thing over there. You also get 2 ungimmicked pins that come inside of the little tin. And of course you get the tin itself. So you get the tin itself, which has a major role in the effect. It's not just to carry around the props, it also has an impact. And on top of all of this, you also get a 2-hour long instructional video by Kim. And you also get a separate performance section where he performs the effect to different people in different scenarios. And you also get performances on the actual download. So there's a ton of live performances for this. You get a lot. So now that that's gone, let's get into the difficulty. So is this difficult to perform? I wouldn't say this is easy, and I wouldn't say this is hard. This is one of the effects that requires practice. Some of the links are knacky. Some of them I don't do. I only do 4 out of the 6 because I feel some of them are a bit counterintuitive to what you've already done, so I don't feel they're necessary. But there is 6 links in the video. Some of them are super easy, like the one you saw in the hand, just like this with rubbing and blowing, super easy. The one where you saw me from the side pull it out is super easy. The one where you just flick the ring down, super easy. And the one with, where you turn around and you pluck it from the specter's hands, that is a bit hard. So you're gonna have to practice that. Even me, if I were to perform this to someone, I don't feel confident I could do it 100% of the time, so I still need to practice it. So this is an effect you will have to practice. And this is not only what I showed you, this is what I wanted to mention about the performance, is you're not just gonna have to learn the links. you're going to have to learn choreography. And that is important. You're going to have to learn choreography. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to learn movements with your hands, with your body, with the tin, because as I said, the tin plays a bigger role in the effect than just carrying around the ring and the pin. So you're going to have to learn some choreography if you want these examined. If you don't care about them being examined, then by all means, just go ahead. But if you want them to actually have the ungimmicked pin, play around with it with the ring, and then after the effect is done, give them an ungimmicked pin with the ring, you're going to have to learn some choreography. It is not by any means hard, but you do have to kind of mess around with that in order for everything to be inspectable. And Kim goes over that in grave detail. So he goes really in depth as to, setting it up. He gives you variations as to set it up, how to set it up, how to start the performance, how to ring in everything, how to switch everything for both at the start and at the end. He goes over great detail over all of this, but still, it's going to take practice. You're going to need to practice this in front of a mirror, videotape yourself. You're going to have to practice the links, unlinks in a mirror, videotaping yourselves even when you're not. Just take the pin, and like I did, I was watching a show on Netflix and I was just there linking, unlinking, practicing, because this needs practice. You're not going to just take this out of the box and start amazing people. It needs practice and it needs a bit of time. So you're going to have to commit a bit of that. I would say if you practice the entire routine maybe 5 times a day at different intervals for like 2-3 days, and you practice the links and unlinks themselves on your own, separate to those performances, in 2-3 days, you're going to have this up and running almost perfectly. So it's going to take a bit of time. So difficulty-wise, intermediate. Now, let's talk about practicality. Is this practical to perform? It is, because when you're going out to perform, all you're taking with you is this. So it's the tin. The tin is self-contained with everything you need. So the tin is going to contain the special object from the box. It's going to contain your ungimmicked ring and your ungimmicked pin, as well as hold out your gimmicked pin. So this box is going to carry everything you need. You're also going to need ideally a back pocket. So you're going to need pants with a back pocket, ideally. So that's what I'm going to say, but I think you kind of understand. So you're going to need a back pocket, and that's it. And the ring is not even necessarily to be your ring. I wouldn't take rings that are really like thick and fat, but most wedding bands or lady rings that are small and thin are going to work super well with this. But bulky rings like you see Chris Ramsey wear, or some of them that I even wear myself, those will not work with this because the ring is too thick for the pin. And yeah, so focus more on rings this size, but that should not be an issue of you getting a ring to perform this in real life if you want. But in my opinion, bringing this normal ring is fine. You can even have this on your finger. You can carry around with you, have it as your daily finger. It's actually a pretty nice ring. To be honest, I mean, it's cheap, but it's actually a pretty nice ring. So you could just carry, if it fits your finger, you could just carry this on your finger, pull it out, and do the effect, and it's gonna work perfectly. So practicality wise, just the tin, and you're self-contained. You're ready to go as long as you have the tin with everything inside. Super small carry, great for EDC. Where do you perform this effect? This effect, you would mostly do it close up, table hopping, casual performances, restaurant work at like weddings. But this won't work for kind of cabaret, parlor, or stage. Of course, as I always say, if you have a camera and the equipment, anything works. But for most people, this will just be an EDC carry that they have with them, and they perform in the spur of the moment for people. So practicality-wise, and where to perform this, it is mostly an EDC carry that you're going to perform when you're just moving around, table hopping, or for casual performances. So there's not much more to say about this. So we're going to get into some positives, negatives, some extra bonus things that I want to mention, and then to the final verdict. So, what are the negatives? The negatives are not that many. The only negatives I can think about this effect is the need of having a back pocket. So I think that's probably the only negative, is having the need of a back pocket, and maybe to some justifying the props and why you're carrying the ring in the tin, but that Kim goes over in the instructional video too, and I feel that's not an issue. But to some, that may be. I'm kind of stretching the fabric here of reality, but that could maybe be something for you. But apart from that, I think just having a back pocket could be the only negative. If you don't wear pants with back pockets for some reason or don't own any, you're gonna have to adapt the trick differently for your style. So that's pretty much all the negatives I have for Shrapnel. Now, what are the positives? The positives are, it's a very visual trick. It's an EDC, super practical, super small to carry around with you. You get a lot for what you're paying. So you're paying $35. You're getting 2 hours of video. You're getting performances. You're getting 2 gimmicked pins. So in case one breaks or you lose one or whatever, these should last you a long time. I mean, almost an eternity if you take care of them. So it gives you 2. He gives you 3 ungimmicked pins. So if those break or you lose those for some reason, he gives you 3 of them. He gives you a ring. Most people wouldn't even include. You get a ring. You get your tin. You also get the thing that goes in the tin that lets you do all your switches and moves easily for bringing in and bringing out the ungimmicked pin. He even included that. So you're literally buying this, and you do not have to step foot or go online to purchase anything else. Everything is included in this. You literally take it out of the box and you're set to go. This feels like it's a project. It doesn't feel like a single prop, even though it is. And even though it does a single trick, it feels like a project because you have so many things that everything is there for you. He could have easily given you 1 gimmicked pin, 1 ungimmicked pin, and a tin. And that's it. He wasn't obliged to give you the ring. He wasn't obliged to give you the other material. He wasn't obliged to give you so many extra pins, both gimmicked and ungimmicked. So this is a great value for money. So you're paying for what you're getting fully. You're going to get your money's worth from this. I believe I already said that is visual. It's also something that is a performance piece, because as I said, you're going to need to learn some choreography if you want to do this fluidly. Is that even a word? Am I losing my words? I think I am. But you're going to need to learn some choreography, and this is going to become a small piece, a performance piece, and it's going to be enjoyable because there's both moments inside of the spectator's hands. The link inside of the spectator's hands is amazing. And you both link it and unlink it in their hands, and there's also in your hands some switches, so it does both. It has interaction, and it's great. It's also inspectable if you perform it well and you have the correct choreography. It's inspectable, and yeah, it's a great little nifty product, and I think that it's a great EDC and something that you're gonna have fun performing and also practicing. This is fun to practice, and you're gonna need to practice it. But I think the payoff will be great, and I think that with some time, you're going to love performing this as an effect. So let's wrap it up with just one extra thing that I wanted to mention is in the instructional video, he teaches you different links and unlinks, 6 to be precise. And I feel if you were to make your own routine, don't use all 6. I feel use 4. That's just my opinion. You could use, 2 if you want, and it'd still be impressive. But I feel if you use 4, and the way that I kind of showed you briefly in my performance, it goes from something that could maybe be explained with some trickery that you do in your hand. So then they'll probably think in their head, there's probably something fishy going around when he's covering, because the first 2 are covered, and I think that was intentional by Kim. The first 2 switches that you do are covered. So one of them, your fist is closed, as you blow and you let go. And the second one, your hand is covering the motion. So then they'll maybe be like, oh, maybe he's opening it slightly, removing it, or whatever. But then you do it inside of their hand, visual links, both link and unlink, hyper visual. And I think that is the way to perform it, in my opinion. You do those two easy links and unlinks in your hand, closed, to kind of get them to have a seed of doubt. And then you just perform it inside of their hand in full view, both link and unlink, in hyper visual manner. That boom, that blows it out of their mind. And then because they're going to be blown away and they're going to have the ring inside of their hand as you unlink it, you're going to be like, thank you very much. It's going to be a perfect time for you to switch and then just drop everything in their hand. And that's my tip to you as an extra idea as to the best way I believe this is to perform and how I will perform it once I have it fully 100% down. So the final verdict, would I recommend this? Yes, I think this is great value for money. If you like what you see, even though this is a classic, he does credit everyone. Even though this is a classic of magic, I feel this will play great for crowds, for people, one-on-one, for small groups. This will be great, a fun EDC. You get your money's worth. Everything is top-notch quality, a great product. I would say buy it if you like it. For those that like a numerical value, I feel this is a great product. I'll give it an 8.75 on 10. It is great. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked this small performance. Again, I don't have people to perform it to, but I did do it pretty fast for you without the full performance, links and unlinks from, switches. So keep that in mind, but I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching and see everyone in the next review. Bye-bye.